Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Texts 11 and 12, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Shutru deshe pratishtapya stiram asanam atmanaha natyutricham nati nicham chailajina kushotaram tathaikagrang manakritva yatajitendriya kriyaha upavishyasane yunjyat yogamatma vishuddha. Okay, read the translation.
Harer Nama
eva kevalam kalo nastreva gatiranyata. This kind of purport is very frustrating to certain mundane scholars. No, it's frustrating to mundane scholars. They complain about Srila Prabhupada's translation of Bhagavad-gita and other books. That whatever is written, he simply explains Krishna and Bhakti. So here in this verse we see Krishna is saying, you should go to a sacred place and sit very straight and practice yoga. And Prabhupada says in the purport, don't do it, just chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Generally in Prabhupada's books where it's written yoga, Prabhupada writes devotional service translation. And many times where the Sanskrit is written yogi, Prabhupada translates devotee. So the mundane scholars are critical, frustrated. But actually as Prabhupada is translating Bhagavad-gita as it is. Not according to Bhaktivedanta Swami, but according to Krishna. He is translating exactly as Krishna wants him to. Prabhupada told a story once. There was a famous emperor in India called Shah Jahan. And his son is even much more famous. His name was Akbar. So one Bengali dramatist, I think his name was D.C. Roy, he wrote a drama called Shah Jahan. Yes, the name of it is Shah Jahan. So the subject matter is that at the beginning of the story, Shah Jahan is arrested by his son Akbar. And all the rest of the action is about Akbar, nothing more about Shah Jahan. Practice. Yoga practice. We're just reading. You're supposed to. Prabhupada said that's also helpful for Bhakti Yoga. So anyway, someone criticized, he came to the author of this play and said, you should have called this Akbar? Why did you call it Shah Jahan? You should have called it Akbar, because all these stories about Akbar. He said, no. The whole idea is that Shah Jahan, his father, is simply sitting in the prison, hearing about all the wicked activities of his son and lamenting. So Prabhupada gave the proper idea that who is the author of the book, he knows what is the subject. Someone else may think whatever they like, but the author, he knows what is the purpose. So in the same way, the Vedanta Sutra is compiled by Vyasadeva. And many people have their own interpretations on the Vedas. But Vyasadeva himself composed Srimad Bhagavatam as his own commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. And in this he has clearly established Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the summum bonum. He is all in all, the absolute truth. He is the object of Vedanta study. So if the author of the book says that the subject of the book is this, then we should accept. So in the same way we can understand that Prabhupada understands Krishna's purpose in Bhagavad-gita. Actually it is clear because Krishna himself, after describing this process of meditational yoga, tells Arjuna, don't bother even trying to do it. After Arjuna hears this description of meditational yoga, he rejects it. He said, Krishna, I know you're my guru and you're not supposed to argue with the guru, but I can't do this. I'm a fighter. You're trying to convince me to fight. I can imagine doing that, but I can't imagine going away and pressing my nose. Of course, we shouldn't take this as an excuse to defy our guru. Because Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna, he also knows the purpose of Krishna. So Krishna immediately agreed with Arjuna and said, anyway, the best kind of yoga is to always think of me. Therefore, in the very beginning of this description of the meditational yoga practice, as given here by Krishna, Prabhupada, in his explanation, has said, chant Hare Krishna. That will bring us to the actual point of yoga. So Prabhupada knows exactly what is the purpose of Shastra, and he's expert in teaching that. And he showed that by teaching it all over the world. What did he teach? The science of Krishna consciousness, the topmost yoga system. According to all these scriptures, who is practicing Krishna consciousness is the topmost yogi. Isn't that amazing? That we can't even, here the description is given of sitting straight, concentrating your vision at the tip of your nose, shutting out external objects from your mind. We can't even imagine doing this. But according to all these scriptures, by chanting Hare Krishna, one comes to a better position than that of the yogis. Prabhupada wrote that he was writing to Prabhupada Swami when he took the first travelling Sankirtan out in England. Prabhupada said that, he wrote in his letter, that I know there are not always proper arrangements for eating or for resting, and sometimes it's very cold, and sometimes the people, they may not like you so much. But he wrote that, be assured that one day of this Sankirtan practice is better than thousands of years of austerities of the yogas. Why is that? Let's try and understand. The yogis, they perform very severe austerities. They very rigidly endeavor to control their mind. They eat very, very little. They study Vedic literatures very minutely. They come from high-class Indian families. Now, if we see our devotees, they're also performing austerities. It's not easy to engage in Sankirtan activities. But they also struggle with their minds. If we are looking for faults, we may find many. We don't come from very good backgrounds. That's a euphemism. You know what that means, a euphemism? To say that we don't come from very good backgrounds, that is an understatement. We're mlecha, chandal, all the worst words you pull out of these books, and that's us. So anyway, now we're chanting Hare Krishna and going out on Sankirtan. But how is it that this is better than thousands of years of austerities of the yogis? Maybe Prabhupada is just saying that to encourage us. What do you think? Do you think it's true what Prabhupada is saying? That it's actually better, one day on Sankirtan is better than thousands of years of austerities of the yogis. What do you think? If you say yes, you have to tell me why also. Not that Jai Gauranitai. Why?
Czemu? Because when some devotee distribute one book to some person, and another devotee distribute book, so there's many conditioned souls become liberated, and you save so many conditioned souls. But the yogi, mystic yogi, just doing austerity for himself, for his benefit. But devotee just doing benefit for others.
Yeah, that's the effect of distributing books.
To efekt dystrybucji książek.
But how is it? What is the vital factor? What is the vital factor that makes it more powerful than thousands of years of austerities of the...
Because we are also get purified.
Yeah, but how is it that it's more purifying than severe austerities of the yogis? What are you going to say?
This is mega.
That we know, but
he said that
I heard an important word there.
That devotee.
I heard one important word there in what he said.
Devotee is more expert to.
Just translate what I said.
Maharaj powiedział, że usłyszał jedno ważne słowo, to co powiedziałeś.
Krishna, I heard the word Krishna. Yeah. So what did he say?
He said that Sankirtan devotee is more expert to. He knows what is the desire of Krishna and he knows how to fulfill.
Yeah, this is the important point. Because it's pleasing to Krishna. Whereas the yogis' austerities, they're not particularly pleasing to Krishna. Whereas the activities of devotional service, even if performed by a neophyte devotee who doesn't have very great understanding of Krishna, that is pleasing to Krishna. This is the vital factor. The whole purpose of yoga, what does yoga mean? Yoga means to link with the Supreme. The Supreme is Krishna. So if Krishna is pleased, the goal of yoga is achieved. If Krishna is pleased, the goal of yoga is achieved. And if Krishna is not satisfied, then even someone may be extremely austere. He may sit in the snow all winter meditating. But if it doesn't please Krishna, then it's a waste of time. Aradhito yadi haristapasatata kim naradhito yadi haristapasatata kim. Narada Muni has analyzed that Krishna, which is already the topmost level of spiritual practice, and there's no point to perform many austerities. On the other hand, if we perform many austerities but we don't worship Krishna, then what is the use of all those austerities? So either way, what's the use of performing so many austerities? Now you may think this is very strange because sometimes we're preached to that you should perform austerities in. Now Bhakti Vikasa Swami came and said, no more austerities. Just eat halava and sweet rice and go to sleep. No, I'm not saying that. Eat halava and sweet rice, yes, as long as it's offered to Krishna. But then you have to work hard for Krishna. You know, one of the names of Bhimasen is Vikodara, which has two meanings. One who can eat ferociously, and another is one who can act ferociously. So Prabhupada said, there's no harm. If you want to eat like Bhimasen, you may do, but then you have to also work like him. So, austerity should be performed in devotional service. But this is the point, the austerity should be in devotional service. In other words, whatever we do, we simply have to see, is Krishna satisfied? So Krishna becomes very satisfied if he sees his devotees taking all kinds of difficulties to please him. But if you take on all kinds of difficulties for no particular reason, then what is the value? Sometimes the karmis become surprised when they hear about our lifestyle. Rising early in the morning, no meat, no fish, no eggs, no garlic, no tea, no coffee, no vodka, no beer, no illicit sex, no gambling, no TV, no cinema, no disco. Oh, very difficult life, very austere. But they're also performing so many austerities. We don't think these things are austere. If you tell us that if you told us we had to do these things, we would think that is austere. Just like sometimes our devotees go to visit their parents and they come back, glad that's over. Now I like my parents, but you know, the TV and the dog and glad to be back with the devotees. So, that is described in Gita. What is night and day for the devotee? What is black for the devotee is white for the non-devotee, and vice versa. And see, the non-devotees, they're also performing so many austerities. They're working so hard. I mean, you see these people with the pneumatic drill, so much noise, out in the cold weather. Or in this season, they think, well, maybe it's quite a nice job digging up the road because of the hot sun. When we were driving from the airport, we saw one man, I thought maybe he looked like an Indian. He was so brown. Because he's working in his bare chest. And there was another man standing next to him who was not brown, he was completely red. So they think, this is very nice. Even while I'm working, I'm sunbathing. But in the winter, no sunbathing. Severe cold. And so many austerities the karmis go through. So many nasty jobs they've invented. In factories, in mines. Mines? Mines means underground. They have in your place, right? In the south? Oh, you're in that temple, yeah.
No.
Where? No? In Krakow? Zabrizi, all those places they have?
Yeah. Katowice.
Katowice, yeah. Or big steel mills. Steel mills where they make the steel?
Yeah.
In the first canto of Bhagavatam, Prabhupada wrote that factory means a dungeon for demons. Dungeon means like an underground, dark, nasty prison. It means a nasty, dark and cold prison. It means like a prison, but more so. Not like the modern prison. In the Western countries they have prison with color TV. And many of the prisoners, they can't get a job, so they immediately commit some crime and then they call the police, please come and arrest me. One of our devotees, he told Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, before I joined this movement, I was working in a steel mill. So it was very dark and noisy with a bad smell. All the time very loud noise.
Wielki taki hałas cały czas.
And I had the job that these big sheets of hot steel came out. I had to pull them out as they just came out of the mill and bang them. And he said everyone else seemed very happy there, but I thought it was horrible. How is it that everyone liked it, but I didn't like it? Prabhupada said, because you're a brahmana in your last life. So non-devotees, they perform austerities, and devotees, they also perform austerities. But the devotees' austerities, that is called tapo divyam, that means divine austerity. That is the difference. Who knows this verse? The important verse from Rishabhadev's teachings. Tapo divyam. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattam shudyat brahma sokyam tunantam. He says that we should not live our lives simply for sense gratification. Because even the pigs who eat stool, they're also getting that. But human life should be for performing divine austerities. Means austerities taken up with the specific point of becoming purified, by which one can enjoy divine bliss eternally. Nayang deho bhajang niloke kashtan kaman arhate virbhujang. He says that even the animals, they go through so many difficulties to enjoy sense gratification. So he's warning, don't live like an animal. Don't be attracted by sense gratification. You see, so many devotees here, very nice. You have a very nice life. What is your life? Chant Hare Krishna, take prasad, work hard for Krishna, be happy. Just go on doing this. I've not come to speak any big, complex philosophical thing. I've not come here to speak any wonderful ideas. Not 7 habits or 12 steps or none of these things. But actually to teach the highest thing, which is chant Hare Krishna and be happy. This is the highest philosophical truth. You can go to the library and buy millions of books. You can get so many psychological and sociological and other nonsensological ideas. But in this Prabhupada books, we have the highest truth. Chant Hare Krishna. Surrender to Krishna. Go back to Godhead. Help others also to go back to Godhead. There's nothing higher than this. You don't have to do anything more than this. This in itself is perfect and complete. So don't get deluded away from this path. So many times we see devotees, they're serving Krishna very nicely, very happy, chanting Hare Krishna. Then all of a sudden they think, well, maybe I need something else. Maybe I have to read some book by a karmi to teach me how to lead my life better. Doesn't it sound ridiculous? It is ridiculous. We've got everything in Prabhupada's books. Everything about how to live happily in this life and go back to Godhead. Our life is very simple, straightforward and happy. So just go on with this. Don't become too intelligent. Now we have some better idea. We have full faith in Prabhupada, but we have to read some karmi's books to understand Prabhupada better. This is all rubbish. You know what that word is? What is it in Polish? Rubbish? How do you say?
Śmieci.
Śmieci, yeah, okay. If anyone thinks that you have to read books by karmis to help you to practice Krishna consciousness better, śmieci. Something like that. Whatever it is, you can say rubbish, garbage, śmieci, aborjana, kachara, whatever language you like. It's all rubbish. Just stick to this formula, Krishna consciousness. 4 regulative principles, 16 rounds. Work hard for Krishna, study Prabhupada's book, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. It's better than even the practice of yoga. What to speak of anything else. So let us just stick to this. Don't go this way, that way, go this way. Back home, back to Godhead. This is the back home, back to Godhead movement. Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Hare Krishna.
Any question? I have a question for you. Why no tilak? First time. I'm so unfortunate. First time I saw you, I saw you without tilak. Only the first time in your life. I'm so unfortunate. Alright. See, now you're going to live in Bengal. I spent many years in Bengal. So I know very much what Bengali people are like. So if you're dressed as a devotee but you go without tilak, they'll all say, Oh, ki rakom bhakta ache. What kind of devotee is that? No tilak. Ki rakom bhakta ache.
Ki rakom bhakta ache.
So I'm just training you up.
He said he always wearing that.
Okay, very good. First class. We like devotees with tilak, dhoti, shaved head.
Okay.
This is better than jeans, t-shirt. T-shirt is okay, but should be Krishna conscious, not Led Zeppelin t-shirt. Save the Whale t-shirt. It's another one. Save the Whale. It's popular. The whale is that big fish.
Oh yeah.
It's a big thing. Save the whale. And we'll save the whale and we chant Hare Krishna. This way we'll save the whale. Teach the whale to chant Hare Krishna too. Anyway, what's your question?
Many times devotees, they not appreciate, their lifestyle.
I'll tell you the reason.
So many times the devotees, the conflict between devotees, they're not happy.
I'll tell you the reason.
Yep.
It's a word called Maya. Maya is always trying to convince us that this Krishna consciousness is not very good. If you really want to be happy, you shouldn't be Krishna conscious. Alright, you be a little bit Krishna conscious, but not too much. And don't you know that you're already the best devotee?